Welcome to Decades of Horror, the 1980s.
Oh, Norman, you're mad. Don't you know that? You're mad as a hatter.
This is episode 315, reviewing Psycho 2 from 1983 and recording July 8th, 2026.
Gruesome Magazine.
Yay.
I was going to do, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? I am your host, Jeff Moore, and this podcast is about horror films released between 1980 and 1989. Each episode, my co-hosts Bill Mulligan, Crystal Cleveland, and Chad Hunt and I will tackle another classic or not so classic film from this radical, gory, influential, and gruesome decade. Joining me tonight is Crystal Cleveland, actress and YouTuber. How you doing, Crystal?
I'm great. Actually, I hadn't seen this movie in so long. So I'm excited about this. This is a good pick.
Excellent. Also with us is, Chad's not with us. Chad is still on sabbatical. And in his place is Doc of the Head Rotten of the Rotten.
Yes.
How you doing, Doc?
I don't know where you're going with that, but
I don't either.
I couldn't it's like Corey's main angel, Mangel, and then it's like you're the head rot.
You're the rottenest.
Something better.
I had a guy that I worked
Yeah.
with that when I was managing a retail store,
He
always called me the head cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, well,
I can't believe you didn't get El Jefe like that. That's like
I got that too. He did. Too.
mhm.
Last but not least is Bill Mulligan, writer, director, special effects guru, all around nice guy, and a published author.
And usually this is where I would grab from my
Oh.
book, but I am in New York City, and I think there is a copy of my book somewhere. It's my daughter's place, so I hope she has a copy, but it is not at hand. There are no cats
I should
here.
bring mine.
This is for the first time, you will not see a tail smacking me across the face. It feels weird, but
It does. I don't know.
just
what
scrambled to get here sort of on time. This is a big city.
All right. Well,
You think?
it is. I've been there, but it's
Lots of
been-
people.
Mm-hmm.
If I tell you how long it's been since I was there, it'll
The
just
pizza
make me feel
rocks.
old.
Best pizza on earth, I tell you.
I like the street pizza.
All right. Where are
Everybody in
we?
Chicago
Here?
is yelling at you, but that's all right.
Oh, well.
Yeah, well, as long as they're not
Mhm.
shooting at me.
Well,
Close enough.
on this podcast, we start by giving some basic details of the film we're covering, followed by each of our first impressions of the movie, and then we'll move into a general discussion of whatever trips our triggers, hopefully relating to the film. Also, Decades of Horror and Gruesome Magazine are partnering with Play Now Media on several of their channels. Decades of Horror, the 1980s, is on the Wicked Horror TV channel, so go check it out. You can watch it for free, and you'll get ads and miss out on some of the premium content, or you can subscribe, and then you have no ads, and you get all the premium content. And they have like 50 subgenres, so go to playnowmedia.com and take a look at their product offering. I'll bet you'll find a channel that will be just up your alley.
Yay.
All right. What are we doing today? I already said all that stuff. Oh, and we are a spoiler podcast, so hey.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you don't know how this
movie's got
ends,
stuff to spoil, so watch it before you listen to us.
if you don't
Oh, man.
recognize the name Norman Bates, then you should go watch the movie first, probably.
I will say, this does have a great ending.
It does indeed.
Absolutely.
So our topic today is Psycho 2, 1983, directed by Richard Franklin, written by Tom Holland, based on characters created by Robert Bloch in his original novel. The cast includes, but is not limited to, Anthony Perkins, Vera Miles, Meg Tilly, Robert Loggia, Dennis Franz, Hugh Gillen, and Claudia Breyer. Production company is Universal Pictures. It was filmed in California at Universal Studios in Universal City, Stage 24 and backlots. And in fact, the backlots were, there's a place, a Courthouse Square backlot, and another thing called Falls Lake. the Bates Motel backdrop and the Psycho House backdrop. The shots that have the house and the motel in the same place in this movie are, I believe there's map paintings. Anyway, where am I? Filming dates. Oh, and then there was, a short piece shot at the Bakersfield Courthouse for exteriors. It was filmed June 30th, August 13th, 1982. Released June 3rd, 1983 in the U.S. The budget is an estimated $5 million. Domestic box office, $34,725,000.
Nice.
Well done.
Yes. Synopsis. After 22 years of psychiatric care, Norman Bates attempts to return to a life of solitude, but the specters of his crimes and his mother continue to haunt him. And I prepared this other version just because I just love, there's so many weird camera angles in this movie. And we'll talk about that. So, but I just threw that in because I liked it. It's just so odd. There's not a horizontal line in that shot. Anyway, all right. Well, I guess must be time for first impressions. This is my pick. And so I'm going to go first. And you know what? I don't remember. I saw this in the theater and I don't remember a whole lot about what I thought about it, other than the crowd yucking it up quite a bit. And a couple of the weird things when they have Norman doing things that Meg Tilly's character is like, here, take this knife. Everybody's going, no. Anyway, I like this a lot. And I think what makes it is Tom Holland and Richard Franklin. Richard Franklin was like a Hitchcock scholar and did everything he could to imitate Hitchcock and update it into the color world. So a lot of the techniques that they used mimicked Hitchcock from one movie or another. The cast is awesome. It's just an incredible cast of great character actors once again. And you know what? The only thing it's a brave choice to show that scene from the original Psycho to start with. I mean, it is the perfect lead-in to set it up, but at the same time, take one of the most iconic scenes ever shot in Hollywood and then put that at the front of your movie so people have something to measure it against.
Brave.
Yeah, pretty audacious.
Yeah, it's a bold start.
Anyway, I think I'll stop with that. I enjoyed it. And it's very cool that we got Vera Miles back as well. So I'm going to go with
me. Oh man, I am so glad you picked this. I remember watching this. I didn't watch it when it came out in the theaters, but I saw it shortly thereafter. It came on HBO, Cinemax, something, and I watched it a couple times then, and I remember loving it, and kind of became a Meg Tilly fan because of it, because I thought she was great. So watching it again now was such a treat. It lives up, it holds up. It surprised me still, even though I kind of remembered what was going on, but it was still fun to rediscover it. The acting is excellent. The locations are so familiar and great to come back to. Anthony Perkins is, it's like he never left the role. It really is a remarkable film for a film that, when it came out, I do remember that it was up against some stiff reactions. People weren't really, all that for it, but apparently it did really well, 35 million off 5. So congratulations on that. Well deserved. I loved it. And I encourage everybody to give it a shot if you haven't seen it, because it's a tough act to follow, but I think they did so.
Okie dokie. Thank you, Doctor. And Crystal Cleveland next. When did you first see this? And what are your impressions?
I saw it sometime as a kid. I don't remember when. I do remember that I liked it. And obviously I still like it. Like I mentioned when, sorry, it's cold. Like I mentioned when we were talking about doing it last time, that some people think that this is better than the original. And I don't think that it's better, but I don't think that you can compare the two. They're just such different movies. And I think that's why this one is so good. I love it. I think it's excellent. And I love where it goes and the direction that it takes. I like that, Anthony Perkins, gets to really get into the role, but I can't say it's better than the original Psycho, but the original Psycho is a classic and a masterpiece, and it was created at such a different time, and it pushed the bar for then, but for the 80s it's really nothing, so I just think it's impossible really to compare the two. I think this is a nice companion with it.
Yes.
And I appreciate that. So like I said, I can't say it's better, but I don't think it's worse in a weird way. I mean, but like I said, come on, you can't compare them. I love Anthony Hopkins. I was about to say Hopkins, Anthony Perkins in this. I think he plays it so well. He is more animated slightly in this one, just a little bit, and I think it needed to be, because he's pretty stoic in his acting, but here he shines a little bit, but not too much. And I love Meg Tilly. Oh my gosh. I like her in that Body Snatchers movie. Where you gonna go? What you gonna do?
Yeah,
like she's really creepy in that. And I like her arc here. I the only part that does kind of bother me is the end. I mean, it's like, oh, okay, that was never your mom all along. I mean, it's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy, y'all. Don't you think that's kind of crazy? Like that.
That it wasn't his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Or that it was his mom. Yeah. Like, see that, I mean, that whole thing is kind of, I don't always love when they throw in just a random character. Like you assume that you've met this cast of characters and this is what you're dealing with. And then at the end, someone comes in that is not one of those people. And that's kind of, I always feel like that's kind of a cheap way out.
Yeah, but they do make the most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I'm just saying it was just one of those things that what I loved though is Norman really understanding what was happening the whole time.
Yep.
Because that's the moment you realize he knew. He kept saying mother, but he wasn't talking about his mother that he killed, really. He was talking about his freaking actual mother. Like in that, and he knew.
Yeah.
And that's actually kind of cool. I do like that aspect of it. So, but no, it's shot really, really well. The cast is amazing. I really like this one and the first one. Now, I think there's a third one that I saw that was
There's
really
a third
not
one.
good. Yeah, I think that one was not good.
Worth one,
Black
isn't it?
comedy.
Yeah, but this one is excellent. I love this movie. I should
Bates
watch it
Motel.
more.
Did you watch
Really?
Bates
Yeah.
Motel?
Oh, of course. Oh,
That was
yeah.
so
I
good.
loved Bates Motel. Oh my God. Freddie Highmore was great. And I like that they made the mother really sympathetic because it is interesting because he talks about his mother. He's like, she was really nice until she went crazy or whatever, I guess. But you're like, okay, so he had a long point of his life where he loved his mother and had a good relationship with her. And then she went off the rails, and I think I think that's very interesting. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
All right. All righty. Bill, catch your breath.
Yeah. Oh, God. I think in a ways a lot like Doc. I resisted going to see this movie in the theaters because Psycho is one of the most important movies in my film studies thing. I watched it in high school in a film studies class when you were allowed to do things like that. I had the 20-minute sound Super 8 thing, and I watched it frame by frame in my little editor thing to study how Hitchcock did it. and I know every shot of the shower sequence. I really love that film. It's so influential, so important, and it just seemed like this is the most unnecessary sequel ever made. And I fully expected also that they would just take the cheap, easy way out, and it would just be the first movie all over again. He escapes, or he gets out, and he starts killing again. And I think what they did here is really, really clever. They told a much better story, better in fact than Robert Bloch. And I love Robert Bloch, but he wrote a sequel to Psycho, and they didn't want to make it into a movie. And I'm glad they didn't, because it is more of the he escapes and starts killing again. This is great because you're watching him. He's such a sympathetic character, which he also was in the first one, but that's only because we didn't know he was the killer. Here we know he's the killer, so they have a much more difficult task of making him sympathetic. But Anthony Perkins is amazing in the role. He's really good, an underrated actor when he was given the right role. And this is the right role. Meg Tilly is terrific. Kind of girl next door with her own thing. When you look at it, there's kind of a parallel here in that both Norm and Meg's character are kind of the victims of generational trauma. Her mother has raised her to do this, and I initially was a little upset about the fact that the Vera Miles character, who was the hero, one of the protagonists in the first movie, is now such a negative, awful character. But and I don't like that. I don't like when they flip things on us like that. But in its defense, she did a great job. She made you believe it, and you could see where that could happen. She has every reason to be upset that this guy is being released. She just takes, and she kind of goes vigilante in a more creative way than usual. The kills are creative. The filmmaking is very good. This guy, the director, was a student of Hitchcock, a friend of Hitchcock, and knew that the knives would be out for him. So he did the best thing he could do, which is make a good movie. And it works. I love the ending. I will say the ending doesn't, although it is kind of out of the blue, who is this character? I mean, that's a definite no-no to introduce a really important character in the last 5 minutes of a movie.
Well, she's in earlier, but
right.
Not right.
Now, in defense, there is no movie that broke the rules more than the original Psycho. And it's kind of a family legend in my family that my dad took my grandmother to go see Psycho. And during one scene in particular, she almost fell off the balcony. She jumped up in terror.
Wow.
And was screaming. Yeah. So this whole thing about being raised by your aunt, who you think is your mother, is way more common than people realize. And in fact, a number of famous people like Jack Nicholson, that was the exact circumstance that they were, that this was a common thing back in the day. So it's not as out of the blue as it might seem. Seems like insanity runs in the family, but a great shock ending to me. I did not see the actual ending coming, and I'm very happy with this film. Surprising to me, one of the most unnecessary sequels, but one of the best. So then I guess it was necessary. They actually made it work, and I wish more people who are doing remakes or reimaginings would take a look at this and see how it was done, because this is how it's done, right? So thanks for picking it, Jeff.
Well, excellent. I'm keeping an eye out for when it's streaming and we can use it.
It's unanimous. We all love it.
I wanted to throw in. So here's the first paragraph of a description of the plot summary of Robert Bloch's novel. In a mental asylum, a psychiatrist has spent the last 2 decades working with patient Norman Bates and has hopes of one day becoming famous by curing him. His plans come crashing down after Norman strangles a visiting nun with her rosary beads, steals her outfit, and walks out. Norman gets in the van with another visiting nun, kills her with a tire iron, and rapes her dead body.
Oh, Jesus.
While driving away, he spots a hitchhiker, picks him up with plans to kill him and use his body to fake his death. That's just the first paragraph. That's probably the first chapter of the book.
Yeah. Okay. So you
much
can just
more
imagine.
and
You can just imagine you're the studio head. You get this. It's like, oh wow, the sequel to greatest movie ever, written by the original writer, and you're like, okay, we got dead rape nuns. Oh boy, yeah, not doing this one.
Yeah.
So the detective investigating it or chasing Norman thinks that he faked his death, which is what he was planning to do with the hitchhiker, and was on his way to Hollywood where they're making a movie about his life. And
that is the one clever part of it. It's kind of like Scream before Scream. It's very meta. It takes place on
meta,
yeah, where they're making, so Norman's killing the people playing yeah.
So anyway, so just to back up what you said, Bill, it was much more violent.
oh yeah.
God. Anyway, the thing I liked about this was how he tried to use all these techniques. It was, I saw there was a case where the editor, Richard Franklin, was away and the editor was editing a scene, and he called Richard Franklin and said, "How do you want me to edit this?" He goes, "Well, just look at Psycho. Look at such and such a scene in Psycho. Do it that way." And that's literally how he was doing it. When I say he was a scholar, he was like an expert on Hitchcock. Just dug into everything, and it had met Hitchcock, and this was like his dream project, to do this. And Tom Holland got in on it too, which was very lucky for him, and it was a really good script.
Yeah.
Good for Tom.
All right. Well, let's talk about some of these character dudes. I put together all these and let's work our way through them so we can get a picture of how they.
All right. Well, let's do this. Put the faces to the characters. There's Anthony Perkins as Norman Bates. He is released back in society after spending 22 years in a mental institution, with doctors declaring him fully recovered. They were a little premature, but let's go with it. We kind of touched on this, but this Norman Bates, while similar, is a bit different. But it feels like it's time worn different. It's not like a totally different character.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
He's even though he's more animated, it feels right or something for the character.
He seems more confident.
That's probably what it is. Yeah. I think that therapy actually has helped him. Okay.
Right. Oh,
and I don't know. And honestly, Doc, I don't know if it was premature. I do think he probably would have been okay and better if they, they were leaving those notes. They were making these calls.
If somebody wasn't trying to drive him nuts, he might have been.
This guy was gaslit more than anyone since the original movie Gaslight. So
on multiple ways.
And one of the differences, he's in the first movie, he was completely unaware that he was crazy. And in this one, he is aware that the potential is there. He knows that he is capable of murder. And although he doesn't believe it, but then he's like, well, I didn't believe it the first time either. I mean, so he's conflicted. And so are we, because we, the audience, don't really know what's going on either. The movie is clever in that it gives us every reason to think he could be doing this, but there's also plenty of reasons to think that maybe there's something more going on. And as moviegoers, we're aware that there's usually something more going on. That's what makes a script interesting. And we go along for the ride. The movie doesn't cheat the way they often do. There was nothing in here looking at it this time that made me think, wait a second, was that door really locked or not? I mean, there's a little bit of for the plot to work, the plotters have to really be on the ball and be able to clean things up, and but for the most part, I think it was plausible. And once we get the big explanation and everything, it's like, okay, I guess they could.
By that time, we might as well take it, right?
Yeah, because really, I thought he wrote the note from Mother. Okay, obviously, but now we realize she did that, and that's like it's still, even going back, it all makes sense. It's like,
but you're exactly right, because this is one of those movies you can watch it a second time almost right away and look like I was watching who his biological mother was I was watching her and all the scenes she's in the
Right.
diner
She's like,
and
yeah.
how she reacts to what's going on, you know. And,
Yeah, did she give stuff away being so subtle? Because it's not something I would have called.
It's not
She's
overt, but
there.
she's paying more
No.
attention than she might ought to be.
She's just watching him all the time when he's in the scene. That's where her head is turned.
Which makes sense that, of course, she would, because there's a serial killer in my midst. But now we realize at the end,
Right.
well,
Right. But also,
Well, she did. I was going to say
when
that.
Mary bumps into him and she drops that cherry pie and Norman says it's his fault to save her.
Mhm.
His mother is kind of got a, you know, like she's sucking lemons look on her face, kind of. You know. Anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say that, you know, she's the one that championed for him to get the job there. So, because when he shows up for the first time, she's the first one he meets, and she was like, and she encouraged the guy to go ahead and do it. So,
but he does. He's so good. I mean, you could just watch him. It's just a study in.
It's so good that he's able to be so sympathetic, because even if you believe watching the movie that, okay, he's just going nuts again, it's not his fault. You know, this is a guy who was damaged at a young age and it doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be a bad person. He's not a bad person. It's just that there's a part of him, a possession almost, that is bad, and he's fighting against it, but not always winning. Although in this case, it's even more than that. He's definitely a victim in this movie.
Oh, for sure.
It's really interesting toward the end when he kind of gives the appearance that he's onto it. He's onto him, you know, with the phone and stuff, and like he kind of sneaks, you know, out of sight.
I think he is though.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he's
on to Mary and her mother.
Yeah. And then, but I think at that point, I'm not kidding y'all. I think that is an allusion to, he knew that his mom that was dead. He got it after they dug up the body and stuff, but that he knew it was his actual mother. Like he says, he's like, well, I didn't know who it was going to be, but I knew someone was coming. He knew, like he knew what he freaking saw. He knew it wasn't Mary dressed up. He knew it wasn't Mary's mother dressed up like his mother. Like he knew, he still called her mother. And he knew, like when she told him, have you heard about Spoon? I'm your, like none of that was a shock to him. He knew the whole time. That is what I do love about this. Like he was kind of a master manipulator toward the back half of the movie. That's true. And I think that he was manipulating Mary at that point to try to blame her for everything that happened so that he
when he finds out she's been lying to him. But then also the other thing he does, and you kind of said this already, but he's telling like the doctor and Mary how he's talking to his mother on the phone, and they just are all assuming he's crazy. And thinking he's talking to his dead mother, but he's not. She's already told him she's his mother, and so
and he knows he's just playing into that crazy. He's like, nope. And so see, it shows that he killed her mother. Okay, she didn't kill her mother. He killed her mother. Of course, we know that, but like because she doesn't know her mother's dead at that point, because she thought it was her mother. So
I thought the mother, his real mother, killed.
That's what I thought.
The mother. Oh yeah.
Right.
She killed it. The only
I
person.
keep forgetting about this murderess. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It gets super confusing.
There are a lot of twists and turns, but for the most part, they hold together.
Yeah.
I thought there's a really great scene with Norman that I really enjoyed, and that's at the end. He comes down. Everything's kind of done with the Meg Tilly character and Vera Miles, but he's down there and he's shoveling in the coal, but he carries the shovel upstairs. And you're like, why are you carrying that shovel upstairs?
Yeah.
And then so it's got it in the kitchen, and then when he
Sets it
grabs
in the corner, up against the cover.
And then when he grabs the shovel, it's just like, oh, how's he going to do it? And it's such a great shot. Such a great job.
He's so nonchalant about it too.
Yep.
Absolutely nonchalant. Yeah.
Well,
You know, you had to
I
do it
think
all
a
along.
lot of it is once he realized he was he's like, am I getting confused again? And she lied to him. He's like, don't lie to me. And when she finally admitted it to him, I think that really helped him. I think that was actually a breakthrough for him.
Mhm.
I think that was actually the moment where he's like, okay, I'm getting confused. I've got to like really like focus on what's happening and what I'm seeing and what's going on. And I think that was like pivotal.
Yeah.
And
He
I
kinda-
think someone needed to be honest with him, which was good for him. Instead of like, no, you're fine, Norman. No, you're not. You're not okay. Okay.
I saw a short little clip of him. I guess this is talking about the actor, but he said this was like, there was a lot of talk about him being hesitant and all that stuff, but he said he was just wanting to make sure it was a good story, that they weren't just doing it to make money. But he said, who wouldn't want to play that part multiple times? That is just the greatest part anybody could ever had.
Yeah.
And it was so made for him,
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we've been talking about Meg Tilly as Mary Loomis, or Mary Samuels Loomis, and she's Norman's complex emotional friend, with quotes, who just from a deceptive antagonist into his fiercest, defender. Really, really well done, handling the duplicity of her character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she's a tragic figure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She really is. She got manipulated into doing this, not willingly, but then, at a certain point sees the humanity of this person she's tormenting and realizes they're not doing right by him and tries to make amends, but it's gone too far. And at this point, her mom is probably about as crazy as Norman too. So, she's caught in the middle and it ends up destroying her. But good character, likable character, really good actress for this.
They kind of seem like a brother or sister, right?
Yeah.
Where they're kind of moving into, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
she feels really bad and cares a lot about him because of what they tried to do to him. And
right.
Well, I think she realizes that. Yeah, I think at first she was in, but I think she realized that, like, I think that they think that he may be a little psycho, but that he's really just a mean, bad, vicious killer and has nothing redeeming about him.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think that her being there with him, she sees that, well, he's trying, obviously, for one, but he's also kind of a sweet person, really. And then he stood up and defended her. And, I think that she realized he wasn't so one-dimensional.
Yeah.
I mean, do we really know? Because she said something about who was the dad? Who was her dad?
Now he was Sam.
The
original
right?
movie, and they
Sam
weren't
Loomis,
able, they weren't able to get that actor to come back.
They tried to get him to come back, but I think he was ambassador to Mexico at the time.
Yeah.
For
Reagan. Wow.
No, they just wrote him out. They killed him off early before the movie.
Okay. Because she said, do it for your father. And I was like, what? I was like, I wasn't sure if he like died in the first movie or something, or it was confusing to me.
There's a couple throwaway lines that explains it.
Okay.
He was the boyfriend of Marion.
Yeah.
Or Janet Leigh in the first movie. And then he and Lila are working to try to find the killer. And apparently that developed into a relationship down the road.
Okay. Okay. I'll buy that. That sounds good. Cool.
Yeah. And I think she related to him when she found out how Norman was damaged and manipulated, and she felt the same way. And I think she related heavily to him. And that's why she softened up a bit as well. Because they are alike. They're parallel in a lot of ways.
She's trying to sort of, I don't want to call it taunting, but sort of like poking him with all these situations where he could go nutty if he was going to do that. You know, she hands him the knife, you know. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's trying to unsettle him.
For sure.
But she does end up being a killer. Even if that's
but I think she was ready. I think she had that gun ready the whole time, just in case, for sure.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh, she was playing what is that? The Death of a Thousand Cuts at the end there with Norman.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't want to stab him too hard, but
got both of his fake hands.
So we get a little stigmata going there, and then hold them like this.
That's an interesting thought. Yeah, I didn't think the stigmata thing. That's okay.
I was thinking that when the bandages, when it came through the bandages, like.
Oh yeah, because he was holding the shovel.
Yeah.
No, she was great. She was excellent.
But it was interesting to watch her kind of unwind and fall apart at the end. You know, kind of in desperation. It was really in desperation. It wasn't in fear or anything. It was just like she knew she had pushed it too far, and she was desperate to get him back from the edge. Couldn't figure out how to do it. Really well written too.
I think that the whole thing was really well written. I think that that's a big reason why this movie worked. Obviously the acting, but the story was compelling.
Yeah. And I give him credit for doing what didn't make me happy, but you know, killing her off. I feel like if they were to do this movie today, the temptation would be to just do an inversion where she ends up crazy and in an insane asylum, and or then we have another movie with her or something. This movie is unsentimental in its in what happens to the people in it. There's only one character that's got Teflon.
Vera Miles,
and it ain't this one.
No. Returns as Lila Crane, now Lila Crane Loomis, and distraught over Norman Bates' release, plots revenge for the murder of her sister Marion Crane 22 years ago. Here she's met her match in the picture.
Yep.
It was a really good shot. Oh my God, that was a good effect.
Yeah,
too.
That was a good kill.
Knife to the mouth.
Which I'm willing to bet. I don't know. I should look at her filmography, but I'm willing to bet she hasn't done another scene like that. And I wonder if they actually had that. Because I was thinking they could have told her we need a life cast for the Cole shoot.
Because you know, if you were putting together all the great scream queens of all time, her scream in Psycho at the revelation of is one of the great screams. Screams. Boy, that's hard to say.
Indeed.
Yeah, and she gets overshadowed by Janet Leigh, but you know, as far as remembering that film,
and she does a good job of being an unlikable character, because again, in the beginning, we sympathize with her. Who wouldn't be? You put yourself in her position. If God forbid this were to happen to a member of your family, and then the lunatic, the crazy person who didn't get the electric chair because he was just too crazy, is suddenly deemed able to go back out in the world. Bygones be bygones, paid his debt, wasn't his fault. Yeah, I'd be mad too. Who wouldn't be? And so you're on her side, but then by the time we finally realize what's going on, it's like, you bitch.
Exactly.
It's a good portrayal.
She's driven to it by the ineffective justice system.
Yeah.
You well understand that. I am sympathetic to that, but you know. Battle monsters, lest you become a monster.
Here's the problem with the whole Norman Bates thing. Like, he killed his mother when he was 12. Okay. And then he lived alone, taking care of himself for years, and went absolutely psycho. As much as I totally think he should be in prison and stuff like that. It's an odd case. It's a hard it's a harder case than, I mean, that's 12 years old. That is practically a baby to me, you know, like, and the fact that he felt at 12, he went from saying he and he loved his mother, and then to poisoning her means it was very bad.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the whole thing is very difficult. And the truth is, it really is. Norman is the only victim. Well, no, I mean, other than the women he killed. We're going to ignore this, but he is the real victim here. Like he was so abused, and I hate to make excuses, but
that's it's a valid thing. If a person is crazy, they're not responsible. So that's the unrealistic part is we actually have someone we could base this on, Ed Gein, and the most unrealistic part about this is that they let Norman go, because in real life, when you've got a famous serial killer like this, like if Jeffrey Dahmer had survived long enough that they actually treated him and he had an epiphany and he was back to normal, wouldn't matter. They are not letting him go.
Did you see the difference though? Like Norman was never found guilty of his crimes. He was like, it was insanity. I don't think Dahmer was.
Oh, no. And that's, I mean, I don't lose any sleep at night over what happened to Jeffrey Dahmer, but that was actually kind of a travesty that this man, who by any rational definition was mad as can be, clearly insane, was judged fit to stand trial. Because no, I mean, he was crazy. He should not have been in the general population. They should have known what would happen to him. But whatever. I think Ed Gein did occasionally come up for parole, and I'm sure when they finished laughing.
Well, Ed Gein, there's no proof he even killed anyone, though. Okay, like he only desecrated bodies for sure. Okay,
I think there was one woman that they're pretty sure he did. Yeah,
maybe. There's no, like people attribute all this crap to him. He did desecrate and take a lot of stuff from bodies.
Well, they weren't ever going to let him go. Just like
Sirhan's
was never going to get out. You shoot the right people, you don't get out.
But I'm thinking Norman Bates in the books is worse. I haven't.
In the sequel, he is.
Yeah.
Well, and in the first book, he's a short, heavy-set, kind of annoying guy, if I remember right.
Okay. So it's interesting.
I mean, Anthony Perkins, in terms of physical looks, does not look anything like he's described in Robert Bloch's original book.
Well, Freddie Highmore either, too. So
yeah, well, sure, they're basing him on Anthony Perkins.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
got you now.
Yeah.
Great,
because it works. It works so well. Like it makes him a little more sympathetic, I think, because he seems so meek.
Right.
Like there's something like soft about them, especially when Anthony Perkins was young. He looked so innocent.
Yeah.
But he's so tall too. Like he's so big. So the whole thing, it's very interesting. I think it's just an interesting case study in general, even though it's not even real, but oh yeah, Robert Loggia. I love Robert Loggia.
Yeah. Here's a good doctor that cured him.
And again, he did a good job. It's just, he
knew what he tried. Yeah.
Like if you fix an engine in a broken car and then someone goes off and immediately starts, running it through a swamp, you can't be blamed for it breaking again. He did a good job. He did a really good job. At the end of Psycho, Norman was gone. There was no Norman. There was just his mother. And that's, the psychiatrist there does the whole thing, is that Norman Bates no longer exists. This guy managed to bring him back. He did a great job. But, then the outside world is a cruel place. And maybe he should have thought about that bringing him back and making him sane again is fine. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to thrive in the outside world that fears him and actually has people who are out to destroy him.
And what's the logic behind returning him to the scene of the crime?
Oh well, that's a huge mistake.
You mean the hotel or that's probably all he had.
Well, but
still.
Yeah. It just seems like we're gonna let you go, but
fate.
you gotta go, you gotta go Jersey.
Yeah. We're going to send you to a place where every time you turn around a corner,
I mean,
you're going to be reminded of your crime.
but they most certainly weren't going to. There's no way the state should ever pay for someone, to be anywhere. So like basically even though he's partially under watch, he's not under, any sort of stipulations. So it's really on him to do what and it's probably, I mean, he's,
no ankle bracelets, no parole officers. Yeah.
I mean, if I cured Jeffrey Dahmer, I wouldn't send him to go work at KFC or anything, but
Jeffrey Dahmer never would have made it out of prison.
No.
And if he had, I think I might have gone after him. Okay. That's a whole, he was just disgusting.
They couldn't give him the death penalty, so they put him in a general population with a bunch of guys who couldn't wait to make their name by caving his skull in with a pipe. So,
well, the guy who killed him said God told him to, and I believe that. Yeah. I believe that. Mm-hmm. I do. I can't stand them. I can't stand.
No, he was awful, but he was clearly insane.
Did you guys ever see a TV show called THE Cat?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's a series from the late 60s. It was only one season.
Yeah.
And Robert Loggia played a character named Thomas Hewitt Edward Cat. And he was a former circus aerialist / cat burglar.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
But now he solves crimes.
Well, he's like a bodyguard, but that's what ends up being. Yeah.
It was ahead of its time.
I loved it. I don't know why.
Awesome.
Like 15 or something.
It's really fondly remembered for a one-season show.
Oh, wow.
I would watch that. Mm-hmm.
Well, we were talking about despicable people. Let's pull one up. Dennis Franz as Warren Toomey. What a silly name. And one of the things he was hired by the state to run the Bates Motel in Norman's absence, which is an odd thing in and of itself. But he turns it into an adult motel, and he's scum personified.
Oh yeah.
Look at this.
But that makes sense. Who would want to run? Who would want to run that?
I love the actor, and man, if they had ever made the Ron Jeremy story.
Oh my gosh! Yes,
just would have walked right into it. But this good actor who played certain characters really, really well, and this is one of those characters he played really, really well. Yeah. I'm sure he was a great guy in real life, but boy, he could play a seedy character, even if he's playing a hero, a heroic character. There was an element of the street about him. He'd seen shit,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Had that air about him. Yeah.
Yep.
But he went full scum here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he plays that. I don't know why, but you know how some people are like that. The guys that they can play these really disgusting, revolting characters, and then if you meet them in real life, they turn out to be the nicest guy. But you just wonder how that. I guess they're just that good of an actor, but it's like, how is that glove so easy to put on for them? That everybody, because that's who he played. That's who he played in Hill Street Blues, was basically that character, only a detective, a little less revolting.
A little less.
I think a lot of that comes from the people he grew up around. He probably had some of these people he grew up around, and he's able to just recall that.
Yeah, probably.
And then at some point you look in the mirror and say, okay, I don't have what they call leading man good looks, but I'm a good actor. I can play certain characters really well, and let's go into that. I'm not going to be the guy who gets the girl. I might be the guy who tries to kill the girl. I might be and he was good at it.
He made a career out of it. Yeah.
Yep.
But I was trying to remember which one he was in. Well, he was in both of them, Hill Street Blues and NYPD Blue.
Yeah.
And played different characters. In fact, played two different characters for NYPD or Hill Street Blues. He came on as one guy, and then I think his character was just such a terrible person, but then they liked him, so they brought him back.
They brought him back as a completely different character.
Yeah.
Oh, how funny. Well, back to Mr. Toomey here. He one thing I liked about his character isn't really him, but it's how Norman stood up to him, especially at the hotel.
Yeah.
But then when he's at the cafe or the diner, and he's terrorizing Meg Tilly's character, Mary, he stands up to him then, up until the point he realizes if he goes one more step further, he's going to, become the person he doesn't want to be.
Right.
Which is very fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
It was an interesting conflict.
Goes back to the door. Well, he's God. What is it he says to him? Oh, at least my customers have a good time. What do yours get, Bates? Huh? Dead. That's what. Murdered by you, you loony.
At which point, this guy might as well put on a Star Trek red shirt, because if there was ever anyone made to die in a horror movie, it was.
He was definitely a big target back from the time he showed up.
Like, the dude didn't have to be such a jerk. I mean, it's like he found those drugs. He could have just been like, okay, cool, but he just had such an attitude. I guess he probably was left to his own devices to run this hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So he was probably just,
as what did Norman say? I think he's using the hotel for, what did he say? Like shaky or short-term rental, or I can't remember what he said, but it was obvious that he meant for sex meetups,
sex meetups
and partying.
In real life, you turn that place into a bed and breakfast and charge big money for people to come, spend the night at the murder house
off the freeway.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the woman the little old lady who lived across the street from me until she passed away a few years back, very sweet woman, grew up in the town where Ed Gein plied his trade, and it was popular for boys on dates to, go up to drive their dates to the place and let them see the barn and scare them and everything, so they'd huddle closer and everything. And she told me eventually the townsfolk got tired of this and burned the place down. I'm like, well, that's the kind of dumb thinking that is why you're living in a poor town. Here you had an absolute gold mine,
Burn it down.
Burned it down. Well,
no.
Yeah.
Man, we do have another supporter of Norman, Sheriff John Hunt, played by Hugh Gillen, and which was good. It was interesting that this character didn't jump to the conclusion that Norman was the killer. He didn't rule it out, but he didn't jump to it either. He actually treated Norman fairly, which isn't typical of these kind of movies.
No,
typically
this guy would be a jerk. Now he maybe a little clueless, an awful lot going on under his nose, but he's just a small town sheriff, and but he was surprisingly fair, a surprisingly good portrayal. That's good. But
and he did detective work. He found out the truth too. So and he was on to him, especially like when they were pulling the car out of the swamp and Mary was there. He was on to Mary at that point. Just trying to get her to confess.
He was kind of late to the character actor thing. Hugh Gillen, I think, was about 40 years old when he started acting. But he was also played the same character in Psycho 3.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
But he does. He plays, like, if you look down his list, it's like sheriff, senator, sheriff, mayor.
Yeah, he's got that.
I mean, what he looks like. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man! And then we have our surprise character, Emma Spool, who we first meet as the cashier lady at the diner, right? And a supporter of Norman as far as the job and everything. But later, she has a little surprise for him, in us, the audience, and
she's clearly crazy as a bed bug. Look at her.
Yeah, clearly. Stylish though.
But it explains runs in the family, kind of a thing.
It does indeed. It does indeed. But they don't. I don't remember them keeping that line of canon for the TV show, right?
Oh no, they didn't. No.
Right.
No. Well, I mean, I guess technically we wouldn't know.
We wouldn't know, right? Yeah,
because he wouldn't have known then. So I don't think in the show that's the direction they were going to go. I mean,
Right.
I think the mother wasn't crazy though in the show either. So they took a different direction. She never abused Norman.
No, but she was not all there either.
I mean, that's debatable. He's a fucking pain in the ass, really. He's a freaking weirdo. Like, as a single mom, I think that would drive anyone a little bit bonkies, you know? I mean, that's hard. She knew there was something wrong with him. He wasn't right.
Vera Farmiga did a great job, though, as Norma.
Oh, God, yeah. She's made. And I love the sheriff dude. Oh, my God. Eyeliner guy, even though it's not eyeliner. It just looks like eyeliner.
From Lost, yep.
Yeah, he's so good.
Who now?
That show is amazing. The guy who plays the sheriff in the Bates Motel
or something like that.
Yeah, he's in the Bates Motel. Did you see?
Okay, I got you.
Did you see the Bates Motel, Jeff?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Yeah, I call him eyeliner dude because
everybody does because
he looks like he's wearing
so dark.
But he's not. He's said many times, I know it looks like I'm wearing eyeliner, but I'm not.
Yeah. Might as well make it a thing.
This actress Claudia Breyer was in I Was a Teenage Werewolf and the Monolith Monsters.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Or I Was a Teenage Frankenstein. I'm sorry, not I Was a Teenage Werewolf. My favorite.
Still works. Same franchise. I mean, so it was really interesting because they kind of make a little nod toward the poison. And earlier when they're making the stuff for
with the
Mary, and then he feeds her tea, and you're like, oh, what's going to happen? But it's a shovel that does the trick.
Such an awesome scene. Such a great scene.
Oh man, when it just happens, it's there, it's telegraphed, but it's still kind of out of the blue.
Well, right? He just kind of she's sipping on her tea, and he just kind of casually walks over, picks up the shovel, kind of feels the heft and wonk.
Yep.
So why do you think he did that? Why do you think? Because
he was going back to the time before.
Yeah,
he was getting back to having a dead mom in the chambers.
Yeah, things were relatively cool back then.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So he just I'll buy that.
He needed to have his support. He needed his mother around, so kept her around.
If you're my mother, then I must kill you.
Yeah.
I don't probably not quite like that.
And then probably the last character, sort of, but it is a character.
The house, of course.
That is such a great house.
Oh, they play it big time too. I mean, there's tons of shots of people going up those steps or coming down those steps or over the.
It's so iconic, though, isn't it?
Hill. Standing in front of the motel.
And then we get to see it in color and everything. Oh, it looks great.
Yeah.
It looks great. I remember, what was it? Maybe mid to late 70s. Anthony Perkins was on like one of those, this was about horror shows, and he was able to stand in front of there and they had it on the show. Do you guys remember that? You might, Bill. It was like a Friday night movie, but it was about the horror movies. Wasn't like
it seems familiar, yeah.
Yeah. The horror show, I think it was called. Somebody will correct me on it. So, but anyway, great thing. So that's it. Cast of characters. A lot to talk about there. So what's happening now, Jeff?
Well, we have this other thing that we do. It's now time for Taglines with Chad, with the part of Chad played by Bill.
Wait, did you? Yeah, so you zoomed out a little further.
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny.
Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right.
All we had before was the boxing glove.
Stuck in the middle.
I couldn't get Slim was on the other side of him, and he's like a foot taller.
No, that's perfect. And the look on his face. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
Taglines
we've got a few taglines here. All right. So for Psycho 2, to get you to come into the theater, overcome your reservations about making a sequel to a classic movie, we have "The mystery continues."
Oh. Well,
Wow.
okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know,
All
that's interesting because the first one, there really is no mystery.
No.
He killed them all, and he goes into.
Now there is a mystery in this one, but you know,
Yeah,
it's kind of
there
given
is.
away. Okay. Well, it's 22 years later. Norman Bates is coming home, and he's back in business.
Okay. That's
all
fine.
right.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's very 80s.
This one sounds like a situation comedy. It's like, Norman Bates is back. Coming home was a big mistake.
Oh, it does sound like a wow.
It didn't take long, and shenanigans ensued.
And this one,
oh no, this is
just when you thought it was safe to go back to the shower.
yes.
Okay.
Just one step removed. It's not just water; it's shower. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a rip off of Jaws 2.
Jaws 2, I know.
Wow.
But it wasn't cliche just yet. It was getting
It's
there.
22 years later, and Norman Bates is coming home. So they just took out the "he's back in business."
Yeah.
And then gave it to the very last tagline: "The Bates Motel is back in business."
I like that.
Yeah.
They're okay, but they're
fine.
sort of giving it more of a comedic vibe.
Yeah.
That's not really there. Now, for the third one, all of those would have been fine, because the third movie is very much a black comedy.
Yeah, it's really weird.
But oh well, it didn't keep people away.
There is a Psycho 4 too. You guys remember that, right?
No.
Oh, I probably saw them all because
I think that's the one that Anthony Perkins directed. If I'm
see, I thought he directed 3, but I might be wrong.
well, maybe he did.
I don't know.
I'm going to find out in just a minute.
But
I'm
Talk
so
amongst yourselves.
it didn't exactly jumpstart a great career in directing films. But,
oh, he did direct 3. You're absolutely right.
And 3 has its charms, but 1 and 2 are the only necessary ones to watch. It's just like
4
Jaws.
is Psycho 4: The Beginning. Recalls his childhood. And,
oh God, I don't know if I saw that.
Mick
actually.
Garris is the director.
Love Mick Garris, but
and I can't. Oh, Henry Thomas plays young Norman.
Henry Thomas.
Oh,
all right.
It gets
Olivia Hussey.
Elizabeth,
Olivia Hussey plays Norma Bates. I
gets
don't
into
know.
some very creepy territory. So
I think I would remember that.
Might have to give that a second chance.
Yeah, I know.
Juliet and
I'm like
Norma Bates. Juliet. Sorry.
interesting. No, I actually kind of want to watch them now.
And that's been
Oh, never mind.
Taglines with Chad, as played by Bill Mulligan.
Chad's our hero, cool and rad. With him reading taglines, they can't be that bad.
I never think of it soon enough. So, all right. Well, first up is the pretty much the one, the only.
I love it.
Good
great
poster. I think it's a
great
poster.
poster.
There's a bunch of variations with pictures of Norman and everything, but this is the one that's by far the most common.
Yeah, there's nothing.
And see
wrong with
it's and the tagline. It's 22 years later. Norman Bates is coming home. Great, fine.
and it's well placed. We got the
And
Psycho 2 slit, fractured titles, which is wonderful.
Yeah, I mean it's a perfectly efficient poster.
And there he is on the stoop waiting visitors.
And there's a light in the Frankenstein place, and I think I see a woman sitting there.
There's a shadow in the window.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, we got that. Well, now the director. What do we know about Richard Franklin?
A few things.
I mean, Patrick was a huge hit everywhere except the United States.
Yes.
And you know it's a huge hit when the Italians ripped it off about 1 billion times. And made
What
other
is
versions.
Patrick? That does not look familiar. None of these look
It's
familiar
us.
to me.
Yeah.
Well, it's us.
Oh,
We
He's
did
an
that.
Australian. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And Road Games we've
I gotta
also
write-
done, which was
gonna
with
try
was
this.
that Stacy Keach and
Patrick?
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a fun one. I have not seen Link, although I find apes terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one knows how to use fire, so that's all to the bad. But not really. And he's done some television and everything. Really on the strength of Psycho 2, I would have expected him to do more stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
He
I
did.
know Link was troubled. Road Games didn't get much of a release. And although this movie did make money, I don't know that it was a happy set.
Mm.
Meg Tilly was not happy. I know that.
Well, yeah. So
Really? What?
the story was, it was I don't know. The story was it was Anthony Perkins, that she was pretty new. I think she maybe only had one other credit, or a couple. And she didn't know who Anthony Perkins was, and she didn't really seem to know a whole lot about the original Psycho. So when they started filming and he was getting all the attention because he was returning as Norma Bates, she heard him saying stuff like, why are they paying so much attention to him? How come they're not talking, And so Anthony Perkins got irritated by that because apparently she wasn't, I don't know, properly differential. I don't know, or didn't understand. But they moved on, and Tom Holland said he didn't see any friction. I mean, there was this dust up, but then as time went on, they worked well together, and they still had the chemistry on screen. And so I don't know.
Yeah, she said she didn't get along with either the director or Perkins. And
the director says he did get along with her, so that's one of those interesting things. So.
Yeah. And she said it was the worst experience of her career.
Wow, really?
Did not attend the premiere. Yeah.
Like
yet on camera, they look the chemistry.
Yeah, on camera, the chemistry was
terrific.
fun. Good actors. But yeah, he's good. I'm a little surprised that I wouldn't say Patrick's a classic movie, but it struck a nerve. I think Road Games is really well made. And between that and Psycho 2, I just would have expected him to, especially that it made money, was a hit.
Oh,
yeah. Well, those two films, Patrick and Road Games, is what got him this job.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, and I forgot the part where Perkins actually asked to have her removed from the film.
Oh my gosh!
But it was halfway through the film, and they were like,
"Yeah,
no. Was he really serious? We don't know." But anyway.
It seemed like that was maybe a him problem. I mean, he's a very accomplished actor, and I understand that. But also, like, come on. If you really have confidence, I wouldn't care. I would just think that she's wanting to get attention too. She's an up and comer and trying to be somebody, I wouldn't take it personally.
No, although really, if you're an actor in Hollywood and you've never heard of Psycho, I mean,
she said she was never allowed to watch any sort of television as a child, and had never seen the original Psycho and was unaware of its significance. Is that true or not? I don't know.
But don't you think if they cast me for whatever reason in Electro Boogaloo 3, trust me, I'm going to go watch Electro Boogaloo 1 and 2.
But let's be real. Like, this is freaking eons ago where it was much harder to find. You can't just go to the internet, and find all this information. And like, I got to give her some grace here because I'm like, well, she's young.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but let's just be real here. Anthony Perkins is freaking old here. Okay. He needs to freaking recognize that, a young girl isn't I'm sure he spent many of his years just having women fawning all over him and stuff. And then the one woman who doesn't, dudes get all butthurt about it. And it's like, she's young. I really, I don't think that she would have been disrespectful to him had she really realized. I think she was just young and dumb and immature. And him as the more mature one,
Be the bigger man.
take the higher role. Yeah, I would. I would actually like want to try to help and get them interviews and stuff. She's great. I mean, like there comes a point in your life where you have to know that you're not the end all be all anymore, and we're all just getting old and we're gonna die. And
you're also you're right. The age difference between the two of them. I'm sure there's also a big difference in the acting style and the acting theory that goes behind it. You hear stories about where someone's on the set and you have like a old theatrical actor and someone who's more the method acting, and they're just
how they clash. Yeah. And then someone thinks someone doesn't take it seriously enough. So that's generally something that always bothers me. That's like, if they had said that about her, I'd be more willing to believe that. But the fact that she was taking it seriously and doing, that's good. That's probably the best you can hope for.
It also says this for Jennifer Tilly, that she had older sister Jennifer Tilly has remained mum about the history of child sexual abuse in the family, recently revealed by Meg, which included her stepfather and one of her mother's boyfriends.
Oh, wow.
The youngest sister, Becky, has corroborated Meg's revelations.
That's terrible.
And she quit acting, according to this, in 95. I didn't look to see what her credits are.
She did a lot and then just kind of disappeared. Yeah.
Because there for mid-'80s, she was everywhere.
Yeah.
She did do a couple episodes of Chucky. She's done a
with
few
Jennifer.
things since then now.
Yeah.
But not a lot. Half dozen things since 95.
Yeah, Jennifer's become the better known, not just from acting, but also for being a hell of a good poker player.
Poker player, yeah.
Well, and also for being freaking on the Real Housewives, y'all. Come on.
Was she on the Real Housewives? Okay.
Yeah, and for being mega uber duper wealthy. Thank you, Simpson.
Yeah. Yep.
What did she do on Simpsons?
She married the guy who created it.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, and so she literally gets, I can't remember how many millions it is a year forever. Like, it's awesome. Good for her. Get that bag, girl. Like she never has to worry about money again.
I love watching her play poker.
I love her. Yeah, I think she's great. Mm-hmm.
And obviously,
of course,
smart,
we also get Tiffany forever.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go to Tom Holland.
Oh my gosh!
I mean,
there's
a name who's done some big stuff, and one of our favorites, Fright Night.
Fright Night, yes.
Child's
Play too. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I imagine he's getting a check on that one
so much.
And The Beast Within. Okay, not one of the greatest. Class of '84. Yeah, this is a guy who's got, and there's more stuff I could have shoved up there too.
Yeah, for sure.
But remember, he directed Child's Play and Fright Night.
So he started as a writer and worked his way into directing as well.
He plays the one deputy in the show.
Oh, that's him as the deputy? Oh, man.
The short-haired guy that's in the office is where you see him, or you see him later out in the swamp, but you can't tell really.
I totally didn't even notice.
Short-haired, handsome guy. And then Richard Franklin plays a guy. I think he's playing a Pac-Man in the diner when Norman first walks in. He's got his back. Norman back.
Oh, the one at the game? Oh,
yeah.
I thought that was, why is that guy there? Who is he? I didn't realize it. Now I know.
It's a hopping place.
Yeah.
He contributed quite a bit to the
Yeah, like there's so much he's had his hand in too. I should probably just pull up the IMDb, but yeah, like because I feel like he's been associated with so much.
Mm-hmm. But he's usually one of the he'll do comments and stuff or commentaries. So sorry.
There you go.
So, yeah. He's always on that. And he also wrote the screenplays for Thinner and Langoliers, I guess. Langoliers.
Dinner was wild. That's one of my least favorite Stephen King adaptations, honestly.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. It just got real creepy to me, y'all. That got so weird.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Trying to figure out if, just trying to double check. Yeah, that's the one I thought it was, The Beast Within. The one with the extraterrestrial rape scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So good stuff. They got, we got a good director. We got a really good writer and a good star, Anthony Perkins.
Cold.
Yeah. Wow.
Wait, what's Face of Sanity?
Oh,
Edge
that's
of Sanity. It's kind of a Jekyll
Edge.
Hyde movie.
Sorry.
Yeah. And like you say, when he was young, he has such an innocent face. When he got older, it got a little craggier. It was pretty easy to turn him into a scary looking guy. The other one would be was it Crimes of Passion?
Yes.
Yeah, he was nuts in that one. He
I gotta say, the Psycho 3
crazy.
poster is good, though. I mean, I don't hate the poster.
Oh, yeah, that is a good poster.
Yeah.
And it also gives you about, like I say, it's very much a black comedy.
God, it's been so long. I got now that he's talked about that Jeff talked about the fourth one. I'm like, that sounds actually kind of interesting.
Oh, actually, it is exactly a Jekyll Hyde thing. That's his character's name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Edge of Sanity. Yeah. Dr. Jekyll and Edward Hyde.
Oh, okay.
And
There you go.
what was it? What's the How Awful About Alan, the 1970 TV movie? Is that one we've seen? None?
We haven't talked about it. I haven't seen it. I've seen it many times and going through lists of stuff.
Mhm.
That's not a Curtis Harrington one, is it?
Which one?
How Awful
Awful.
About
Boy,
Alan?
that does sound like a Curtis Harrington
Yes,
movie.
Curtis Harrington. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Judy Harris and Joan Hackett along with him.
TV movie. But yeah, that's one I've looked at. When we're looking at all the TV movies, that's.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was in Jiminy Christmas. I didn't know that. He was in Catch-22. Now we do have one of our listeners. I think it's Andy L. too, has suggested several times that we do Pretty Poison.
Okay.
I've never seen it available. I don't think, and it's a little odd.
Yeah. I'm obviously frozen again. I'm waving my hands, but to no effect. Oh, well.
Oh, at least you don't have a weird look on your
At least
face.
I don't have a weird look like I usually do.
Yeah.
Deep
So, yeah, it's sort of a reverse Psycho in a way.
Okay. What does that mean, Jeff? What does that mean? A revert, like a dad, or
it's sort of
or
a
is-
Lolita story.
Oh, okay.
Only she's the psycho, and she's tempting him into committing murder for her. I think.
Okay.
If I remember
That's
right.
interesting. Okay.
I could be off a little bit, but that's close.
Yeah. And I guess we should mention that his son, Osgood Perkins, is a gifted director now.
Yeah.
And he has a credit in this film, Osgood, as young Norman Bates, but I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, he's the face on the door and the reflection in the doorknob when he hears his mom on the other side of the.
Okay. Yeah, it's just okay.
That's.
Yeah, that makes sense, right?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, now as you mention it, yeah. The reflection in the doorknob. That was a good shot.
The cinematography is really good here. I mean,
I clearly put these graphics in the accidentally reverse order. Usually I do the pictures from the movie first and then what they've done. So here, it's what he's done. And I guess the next one is shots from the film.
Dun, 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 dun.
There we go.
oh, that's where she says the your Mad Hatter line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a sweet shot too. It's a really well composed shot of the two of them there. But yeah, he's got tremendous range in this movie and clearly having a good time. There were films where sometimes he seemed a little miscast. But when he got a good role, he was good. He was a good actor.
All right, so he was, let's see, 32. He was, 28 years older than Meg Tilly?
Well, I mean, were they shooting?
Lifetime.
Were they shooting for a romantic thing between
I don't
them?
think so.
I don't think so, but it's
kind of odd. Well, Norman
they
has
go,
some
they
real
have
issues.
they have the hugs and the embraces, but you never see what would be called a sexual. There's no kiss or caressing or bedtime or anything like that.
And I didn't even get the ick. At first I thought that's what they were going for, but then as it continued, I really even feel like Norman wasn't trying to do anything more than be her friend, like
what he really needed.
Well, and she's being more because she's trying to make up for doing them wrong, so she's lying for him and we took a walk in the field,
Well, he does have mommy issues, so he's probably
well, he's isn't he like supposed to be? I don't even know if I should say the word, like little necromance there, isn't he?
I mean,
like that.
The character he's based on, yes, and they didn't
do that in Psycho.
Do that. No.
Even
really imply it that much, but it's there. And if you know the history of Ed Gein, it's there.
Well, it was daring to have a toilet flushing on screen, so they probably don't want to push it too far.
Right.
yeah, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had you had another shot here, I think. Here we go.
Yeah, I love that shot too. I mean, that's great. That's a great shot.
She gave him the knife. He's trying to kind of control himself. She's trying to act like she feels safe, but she's keeping an eye on him.
I think what it really is, though, I don't think he's trying to control himself. I think he's worried that there is always that thing underneath him because he is in control, and he proves that at the restaurant. Okay, or at it's not a restaurant, it's a diner or whatever. Yeah, but like that's what's so sad about his character. He feels like he's got this thing inside of him or whatever, and he just feels like at any moment it's just gonna come out because when he is in his head, he's fine. And I think he would have stayed in his head. I actually don't think he really got out of his head too much until the very end.
Right.
Like, and then he just gave in. He's like, well, all right, mumsies. I got number 2 going here.
This shot reads
weird.
So different when you've seen the movie. And this is a movie that does reward subsequent viewings.
Yes, because now you see why she grabbed the knife. And instead of her cutting the sandwich in half, like any normal person would do, if I found the knife, I'd get the knife and I'd cut the sandwich in half myself. But instead, she knows it's a trigger for him. So she hands it to him just to see it's that. I
don't hand knives to other people, even if they haven't been serial killers.
But that's why this is written so well, because it's the little things like that where they're like, oh yeah, of course she did that. And then even just being, cheeky. Are you okay, Norman? Yeah, right. What's wrong? I mean,
no,
like,
it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I skipped one, but I'm going to finish since I jumped to Meg.
Oh, look at those shots. Yeah. They're actually doing the Mama.
Yeah.
What's her name again? It's Spool. Mama Spool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like Meg, compare Meg and Jennifer. Jennifer's got more of a glamour.
They're two totally different looks.
Totally different. Meg's just got that real natural,
girl next door look
kind of thing. She plays that well, and when she's used well, Crystal mentioned one of my favorites, the Body Snatchers. That scene is great, and she is so
crazy.
Good.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna go?
Oh yeah, the way she does it.
I mean, I will never forget that because it's like that's literally the way she delivers it. Just like dead.
The best scene in the whole movie.
And it is actually scary. legitimately.
She got she was nominated for an Oscar in Agnes of God.
Oh my God, I forgot about that movie.
Oh, yeah.
She's so good.
Yeah.
Where the
With
priest,
Agnes.
yeah, ugh, with the baby. Mm-hmm. You
And what
gotta
do we
see the
got
baby,
here?
Jerry. Hey,
Body
buddy.
Snatchers. Oh, The Girl in the Swing.
I don't know what
That's
that
a
is.
Richard Adams book. I didn't know there was a movie of that.
And I think it's if I'm not, maybe it's directed by Gordon Hessler. I'm not sure.
What?
Yeah.
Girl in the Swing?
Another one of those movies. If I remember correctly, Hessler
It
directed.
is.
They got messed by the studio, and he really thought that was his one big chance to, show his stuff. Hessler was always kind of snake bit when it came to studio interference. I haven't seen One Dark Night, but it's kind of a zombie sort of.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to check. I'll have to put that on the list. Great poster for Body Snatchers. Dang.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to watch that again. I watched it. I just am not remembering a whole lot. Oh, she was in Two Jakes, too.
Yeah.
Girl in the Swing. That was 88. When was...
Body Snatchers was in the 90s.
Yeah.
93.
Agnes of God was 85, so only 2 years later, and she gets an Oscar nomination. This was her... Well, you're right. She was just a dancer in Fame. TV movie, To Climb a Mountain, one episode in a TV series, then One Dark Night, Tex, and Psycho 2, and The Big Chill after that. So,
and Big Chill was kind of put her out there.
And Tex was with Matt Dillon in 82, so that was
Matt Dillon. Oh
no. I don't really remember Matt Dillon all that much. I don't remember him being in really anything. Has he been in anything even
kind
recently?
Of a Brat Packer sort of thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's a
I
SE.
remember.
Tex is an
I
SE.
remember like the idea of him, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't remember him like Jude Law or
right
Tommy or who's C. Thomas Howell or
Yeah, he was part of The Outsiders, part of Rumblefish, Flamingo Kid.
Don't know why. It's like
all those up that.
Probably all the male
cowboy.
Yeah.
Something
male
about
teen
Mary.
movies, right? Not the female teen movies. Oh, something about Mary. Yeah. Crash.
Oh my God. Okay. There's something about Mary. He's the scummy PI.
Yeah.
Okay. I do remember now. Okay. Thank you. Didn't he wear weird teeth in that or something?
Yeah.
I feel like he did.
Oh, I was thinking he was in the house that Jack built for some reason.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I was thinking that was Phoenix. Yeah.
Of course he was. That's such a crazy. Yeah. That's one of the greatest horror movies. It's scary. So scary. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Jesus. That's
I think he was.
I understand because we've talked about this, how like old school actors were the same thing in every role. And then, more the modern guys, they kind of disappear into the character. So you remember the character, but you don't necessarily remember the actor who did it. I think of him sort of in the same age range as, say, Sean Penn, but Sean Penn had a very distinctive look and certain mannerisms that would show up in his other roles. So I don't know. He seems like when I think of Sean Penn, I have a very distinctive picture in my head, and I don't have that with Matt Dillon. And that doesn't make him a bad actor, but just a different
Wild Things.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, yes. See, oh my God, there's so much. Okay.
So he had a bunch of those teen movies in the early 80s, and I swear they were all S.E. Hinton novels, Rumblefish and Tex and Outsiders. I don't know if was he in Rumblefish. I don't know. I just but he also did some remakes. He did something called A Kiss Before Dying that was based on an Ira Levin book.
Oh, you know what? He's in actually one of my wife's all-time favorite movies that I like too, In and Out. He's the Hollywood actor who accidentally outs Kevin Kline. And if you haven't seen that movie, it is one of the most entertaining and really kind of sweet comedies. Much better than the premise might make you think.
Okay.
1997.
They actually, most of his movies have pretty good ratings. Even the albino alligator is 6.1.
Wow.
Oh, directed by Kevin Spacey.
Oof. Well,
with Gary Sinise, Faye Dunaway, Matt Dillon. All right.
Yikes.
How do we get down this?
I don't know. Because it turns out we all like Matt Dillon more than we thought we did.
Yeah, I totally like Matt Dillon. I feel embarrassed that I said for some reason I could not picture his face though. But now I really can, obviously.
He was a pretty big teen star in the early 80s, I think. Pretty well known in those.
Yeah.
And they were mostly male based movies that he was in. But now he just plays good parts, it seems like. Like he was in that. Did you guys watch that series Wayward Pines at all?
Yes. Oh my God. What on earth? Why did I say I'm just blown away by myself right now. I loved Wayward Pines. I was really sad when they came out with that.
Yeah.
I feel wow, what a disconnect. I actually, let's be real. I probably watched him way more than I've watched, freaking C. Thomas Howell in anything recently or, and I'm like, I don't know why though. I could not picture his face. It was weird. He's good looking. He's a good looking dude. I think that you're right though, Bill. Maybe he just has more of a chameleon type effect than some of the others, I don't know. It's gotta be
Vera Miles.
She's fantastic.
What a great shot.
She's amazing. That's what I was thinking is between the two of them, between Anthony Perkins and her.
Yeah.
They both look damn good for being 22 years older. Wow.
Oh, yeah. She plays really, I believed her. I loved her.
Yeah, she's good.
I mean, was she right? No, but I understand why she did what she did too. I mean, because if it had been my sister, I get it. Yeah, it's hard because, I know I said the things I did about, Norman and I meant it, but also it doesn't change the fact that he had victims and this is
well, that was
it's bad.
That was the whole thing was he was supposed to be the sympathetic serial killer. Now, Richard Franklin, trying to remember where I was going with this. Oh, Richard Franklin talked about how Hitchcock said the key to suspense was let them know what's going to happen and then make them wait.
Yeah.
And then the anticipation ramps it up. And so you get that a lot in this movie. There's just little things that tell you what's coming up next. The amount of that house is just awesome. I loved how many overhead shots they had of people going up those stairs. It just was so reminiscent of it just took you back there and it just felt creepy.
Yep.
Anyway,
which is what you wanted to get out of the movie too. You wanted to recapture a certain feeling of the original Psycho. And I think they did that without pushing that too far. Right. It still had in other words, this film has its own identity.
Yeah.
But you have to watch it to find it. You're not going to, I'm not sure if horror fans think back at this movie in that way. I think this is a film that needs to be rediscovered.
I agree 100%. Absolutely.
I think there was a lot of
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
I mean, it made a lot of good money, but I think there was a lot of people that were dissing it right off the beginning. They dissed it for everything you can think of. They dissed it because they had that scene at the beginning. They dissed it because they actually had approval to use Bernard Herrmann's score, and they didn't want to use that. So they used Jerry Goldsmith wrote a new score, the score from Psycho.
All right.
And would that have been too much of a?
I think it was a wise choice not to bring it back. It's so iconic.
Mm-hmm.
It would take away a lot of the identity that this movie is different enough from the original that it has its own vibe, its own identity. It doesn't feel like a cash grab. So I love Bernard Herrmann, and his music is great, but it really, I don't know. I think that would be a mistake. Sometimes it's fun when you watch a Superman movie and they bring the theme back. You watch any Star Wars movie and there's, John Williams. But I think this one, Bernard Herrmann really was a unique composer.
And I also think that worked for the original Psycho, but this movie is just far too different from the original, which is good. So you don't compare the two. You don't compare them. Yeah. And so because in the in the shower scene, obviously, the sound worked with what was happening, and the slower pace and the difference in the kills then versus how the kills are shown in this film. I mean, that it's just so different. I'm so glad. I think that's why this movie works, because it's so different. And even them playing the intro, the shower scene, it worked because the next thing you get is a completely different movie. I mean, I'm so glad it's in color. It's different enough to not be able to compare them. I think I
agree. It's sort of it's a modernization, but they still use a lot of the same techniques. All those oddball angle shots and everything were just unsettling. Dennis Franz.
Yeah.
To me.
I don't know why he makes me laugh. Okay, who was he in Popeye? Was he like the hamburger guy?
I don't think so.
I don't know who he was.
Spike. He played Spike, tough. I think it was a very small role.
Yeah.
Who was Bluto?
Okay.
Or was he Bluto?
No, he wasn't.
No, he was not Bluto. No.
Okay.
Not big enough.
No.
The Fury.
Bluto was Paul L. Smith.
Yeah, a lot of small role. But he would.
Paul Dooley was wimpy.
Paul Dooley, yeah.
Anyway, all right. Dressed to Kill also Hitchcock.
Obviously, he had a big fan in Brian De Palma because there's
The Fury and Body Double.
Yeah, it's been a lucky role.
Yeah,
and Dressed to Kill. And Dressed to Kill. You don't have this. Yeah, Dressed to Kill's there. Yeah. Blowout. Okay.
And that picture is great. That's what he's
after
he's screaming and yelling and he's drunk and he's in there, and then it was like, huh?
I hope he's not a method actor, because it looks like if that were the case, he just wouldn't have bathed for like 2 weeks before showing up on the set. That character, boy, he nailed it.
It's kind of surprising that I don't know how many episodes of Hill Street Blues there was, but he's in 49 episodes, which seems like there's a lot more than that.
Well, he was a regular character, but they had such a big cast that they didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they had like a half a dozen patrolmen and a half a dozen detectives, and then a couple of office people that were kind of rotating the story.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I did. He's 261 episodes of NYPD Blue.
All righty. And there's our final scene.
Oh, what a great shot.
Norman's taking a swing.
And the way, and it's all like one shot, when he picks it up and he walks behind her and then baps her in the head and her hair kind of goes poof. It's a great shot.
Yeah, and it's so well timed because she takes a couple sips of tea, and then she sort of like bends over like she's
you think
gonna choke or cough or something, and then kablam. All right, we have to mention the cinematographer.
Oh, yes. Of course we do, because he's one of the best.
Dean Cundy.
See him a lot. Dean Cundy. Yeah,
and he does it well here. There's lots of great boom shots in this too, of where they come down around the hotel. There's just odd ones going up, and in the house too, going up and down.
There's one really great shot that really stood out. And that was the one thing. Hitchcock, when you look at a Hitchcock movie, a lot of times he doesn't use a lot of camera movement. That may not be true for all of them, but when I think of Hitchcock, a lot, it's, pieces, it's more almost like a comic book thing where we see he's got it and it's, from one cut to another. But there was one shot there. It was like, this is more like Argento, where we come out and come down and switch over. And it's like, man, I don't know what piece of equipment you were using, but it must have taken some stuff. Yeah.
Well, and all the little things, like when he's painting the motel.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if does his mother say something, or does he just look up and see her? And then all of a sudden,
I think he just looks up and sees her.
He's frozen, and then the paint brush drops out of his hand. It's like really good timing on the little things like that. So yeah,
that sweet yellow color, like he's painting.
So that's the final piece, I think, between those three, and then the cast. They're awesome. Yeah, yellow is also Albert Whitlock did the matte paintings for this, and he did the matte paintings for Psycho.
Oh, wow.
And one other thing that they said was really good was the producer. The executive producer was Bernard Schwartz, but it says produced by Hilton A. Green, and he was the first AD for Hitchcock on Psycho. So he's there and able to answer or say any, put input into how they did things and stuff like that.
Very good.
Lots of cross connections. All righty. Final comments, anybody? We
watch it.
Yeah, catch this one.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a treat. It's a treat. It actually is. Yeah, it'll catch you off guard, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We may have to do Psycho again. We did Psycho like our first episode. It'd be neat to do a video.
Classic era. Yeah,
classic era. But we did Patrick on 70s, and we did Road Games on 80s for Richard Franklin. Well, I guess we do have a couple pieces of feedback. Not very much.
All right.
Yay.
Short pieces.
Yay.
Let's do it.
All righty. First up, Doc.
Yes.
Episode 313, The Slumber Party Massacre, from Stuart 118 Tyler.
As Stuart says, rolled up piece of bacon.
And that's laughing emojis.
Yes. Laughing and crying emojis.
Yeah.
Rolled up piece of bacon.
So what was that? What was that referencing again?
You got to explain that to me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
It is
I know
funny.
it's a line in the movie or something we said. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right. Well, thanks, Stuart. Even though we're clueless, now we got.
Yeah.
That's as often
It's
the
like
case.
I remember something though. I remember it. Gosh, darn
Well,
it.
those guys, there was crass jokes. Those two teenagers were making crass jokes all the time that were sneaking around looking through the windows and stuff. I wonder if they didn't say something. But anyway, episode 314, Amityville 3D. Oh, I should have let Doc read that one. Well, why don't you read this one too, Doc?
No,
go ahead.
Hey, just keep me busy.
A man caveman.
All right. The first thing I think of when Tony Roberts comes up is Annie Hall gets into a car along with Woody Allen, proceeds to put on the top of a hazmat suit. Woody Allen, are we driving through plutonium?
You remember? He does. He puts a, yeah. He's got a little convertible.
I've not seen this one. Like Doc, I treasure my 2017 LG 3D TV set. The 3D Blu-ray is not easy to find. The image suffers from various drawbacks of the Ariflex system, including at the edges of the frame, as Crystal noted. Color fringing from the chromatic aberration, a drawback of all lenses that can usually be corrected or at least reduced below detectability. Not so in the Ariflex system.
Interesting.
Appreciate
It's
it,
too
Chris.
bad. That's too bad about 3D TVs, y'all, because they were so expensive. So of course we never bought one. But I do think they'd be so cool. Like,
And they are. They
Mhm.
are cool.
Don't the glasses have like batteries in them or something? Like
Nah.
they're battery operated?
I mean, I
No?
suppose you could get those, but no, it's just the regular. The ones you get at the theaters now, you can just use those.
Okay, because see,
Oh.
my friend had a 3D TV and their
Yes.
lenses were clear and they were battery operated.
They were battery
they had
operated, and
batteries.
they would just
Yeah.
flash one. You get one eye, then the other, and there's
That's different. That's different from the ones I would
A
end up
different
getting.
technique.
Yeah.
All
Mine
right.
will even try to upscale a flat one to 3D. It does a terrible job.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay. Well, that's
I mean,
too bad.
I suppose if you got the right kind of show, it would, but I never watched the right kind of show. 3D.
All righty.
I'll go down.
That's it for feedback today. We love our feedback. You guys are
Yes.
having too much fun this summer, I guess.
Yeah, what the heck up?
That's okay. But there's plenty of ways to stay in touch. Please send feedback to, you can send an email to feedback@gruesomemagazine.com or leave comments on Gruesome Magazine's YouTube channel or Gruesome Magazine's H&R and DOH podcast Facebook group, or even on the website at gruesomemagazine.com. We love our feedback and people that fill us in. Somebody has answered a couple of our questions on one of the other podcasts, not 80s, but on 70s or classic here. I can't remember which. So yeah, let us know when we go, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's it for this episode. But every 2 weeks, we'll be focusing on a specific film released between 1980 and 1989. Next up is one chosen by Bill. What are we doing, Bill?
I know so little about this movie, but it's got it's directed by the son of Carlo Rambaldi, who's a special effects guy, co-written by Umberto Lenzi, who's done some stuff. It's Primal Rage, and your guess is as good as mine. This is a complete crapshoot shot in the dark by me, and we'll see how that works out. Flip a coin.
From 1988, because
1988.
Believe it, there's lots of movies called Primal Rage.
There are. So
I was okay.
Make sure you watch the
God,
right
that sounds
one.
familiar.
Because
it's Italian,
1988.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
I don't remember any of those scenes. Yeah. Watch the wrong one.
Catch us again here in 2 weeks for that. For another great horror movie of the 1980s, as only decades of horror can do it. Guys, thanks so much. I appreciate it. I know everybody's busy.
Oh my God.
And thanks, Grue Believers, for hanging with us. And say goodnight.
Well, before we leave, let's do a little something for Patreon.
Oh, that's nice.
A fine bunch of people there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and if you sign up for our Patreon group or subscription, or I don't even know what you call it, but yeah, a few bucks a month, you'll get decades of horror episodes. Usually, I would say 95% of the time, the day after we record it. Normally, it takes about 2 weeks before we release them. That's to give us a little wiggle room in case we have delays and things that we can stay on schedule. So you'll get those. Plus, we have a complete run of the, what do we have? 21 episodes on Kolchak the Night Stalker.
Yes.
One for each Kolchak episode, plus one roundup at the end.
And we have the first season of Night Gallery that we covered as well.
Yes, we do.
Eventually, you're going to get back to that. And we've been doing some really fun polls lately as well.
Yes. Those are fun and irritating because they make you pick.
Just one. Poor Jerry. Always, I can't pick just one.
All right.
All right.
Well,
now I can say goodnight. Good night.
Hey, good night,
Hey,
everybody.
good night.